What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking all about the brand new Stone Cold Fox palette by ColourPop. I was so hyped when I saw that this was launching. Even though I know I don't play around with cool tones often, it's actually been more and more requested from you guys within the comments. So I wanted to create two looks, one palette. One look is gonna be very wearable for day to day, whereas the other one, I'm gonna amp it up a little bit for all my gals and boys out there who like to be a little bit more dramatic. Y'all already know what's up. No matter what the case may be, I always like to cater to everyone's needs. So no matter what you're going for, you're gonna have a little bit of something on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already, like the video, and turn on your post notifications so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload. I do upload every Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With that, I'm doing a lot of this. We got two completely different eye looks to get through within today's video. So let's actually zoom in and let's get started. A little shimmy action. And coffee. So let's go ahead and jump into the first shade, which is this one right here. It's called Enigma. I'm gonna take that in my crease, and that is going to be my transitional shade. Again, this very first look is really meant to be a look that is very wearable for day to day, so I'm not gonna go too crazy with this step. Just something very pretty and light. Then I'm going to take the shade right here. It's called Fascinated. It is slightly deeper than Enigma, and I'm going to use this to just add some definition to the outer part of my eye. And I'm going to start by patting and then just flicking it inwards. So for my lid shade, I really am debating between I Dig It and Baby Doll, but I think I'm gonna go in with Baby Doll on my finger, and I'm gonna start patting this onto my eyelid. As you can see, I'm not cutting my crease or anything like that because this is a day-to-day wearable look. It's meant to be super easy and straight to the point, so I really don't want to make this too complicated. I definitely want to add like a subtle pop to the very center of the lid. So I'm going to pick up I Dig It, which is slightly more icy than Baby Doll. I'm going to spray my finger with a little bit of Fix Plus, and I'm just going to tap this right here in the center. It's not really meant to be too dramatic. It's just meant to add a subtle hint of shine right into the center. Just like that. Now, I definitely want to add like a pinch, a hair of just drama. I feel like my outer V just needs to be a little bit deeper, but not too deep because we still want this to be wearable. So I'm going to take the shade called Obsidian on an M507 by Morphe. This has kind of like a purple undertone to it, and I'm just going to start lightly building this up in the outer V, but I'm not going to take it above my crease. Again, just a little bit of drama, nothing crazy. I'm going to take a bigger fluffy brush and I'm just going to lightly diffuse this out. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some kind of liner. This is the Cream Gel Eyeliner by ColourPop in the shade Call Me. Now, I will definitely say these liners by ColourPop are insanely amazing. I'm actually going to use this to tight line a little bit, and I definitely want to smudge a little bit of it on my upper lash line. I'm not going to be putting on false lashes today just because this is more of a daytime look, but I still need some kind of liner on my lash line to really just define out my eyes. So I'm going to smudge a little bit of this up there as well. Then with a flat definer brush like this, I'm going to take the shade called Drama Mama, and I'm just going to lightly set that area with powder. Then I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and then just lightly diffuse it out because I don't want it to be too harsh, but I still want it to be defined, if that makes any sense at all. I really didn't think I was going to toss on a false lash today, but I kind of feel like after doing liner, it's missing something. What do you guys think? Let me know down below, but I have decided on these lashes right here. These are the Jamie 2 lashes by Tati Lashes, and I really love the shape of these. Like, they really just do something for my eye shape. So I'm gonna pop these on both eyes, and then I'm gonna do my base off camera. We'll come back, we'll do blush and lips to really just bring the entire look together. So I will be right back. So for the lower lash line, I am gonna take a little bit of the shade called Fascinated, and I'm gonna take it on a fluffy M507, well, not really a fluffy, like a pointed crease blending brush. And I'm just gonna stick it right here and really just bring that shadow down. Now you could totally skip the lower lash line if that's your preference, but for me, I just like a little bit underneath, especially when I'm doing more of a toned down look. And I know what you guys are probably thinking, that is not a toned down look, and I know, got a little carried away, but it still is a little bit less dramatic than what I usually do on my more dramatic days. Then I'm going to pick up this shade right here. It's more of like a cool tone gray brown, and I'm going to take that on a flat definer brush, and I'm really just going to smudge it super tight close to the lash line. I haven't put on any mascara yet, so I'm going to take the Revlon So Fierce. This is one of my favorite mascaras. I'm going to take this at the base and coat my lashes with these falsies, and I'm also going to take a little bit here on my lower lash line. Now ColourPop did launch another collection. I want to say this is like the Baroque collection. I could be totally butchering that, but I fell in love with the shade. This is such a pretty mauve that I think will really complement the eyes. I can't go in with something peachy because this is more of a cool tone look, so you definitely want to be mindful of that. If you are working with warm tone eyeshadows, you want to do a warm tone blush and vice versa, cool tone blush. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to pop it onto my cheeks. You guys know I like to go pretty high up with my blush, like right up here. Oh my god, why don't I use this color more often? This is gorgeous on the skin. I may have gotten a little heavy-handed though, so definitely use a light hand because a little bit goes a very long way. I'm gonna use a clean brush to just soften up the blush because like I said, I got a little carried away. Now for actual highlight, I'm going to use my Milani Duo. This is probably one of my favorite highlighters from the drugstore. I love that it's a cream and powder highlighter, so you can kind of cross mix the two to get more of a beaming highlight. So I'll take a little bit of the cream and I like to just drag it right here to create more of a base. Then I'll take a little bit of that powder, and do you see how beaming that is? You want to make sure you get it to blend good. Then whatever's left on my brush, I'll just lightly dust it on my cheeks because my acne is toning down. My texture is not that apparent anymore. I'm also going to take some of this right here on the tip of my nose, down the bridge. And then whatever's left on this brush, I'm just going to put it on my forehead and Cupid's bow. Kind of feel like my nose contour is out of control, so I need to fix that. 1 second. I'm gonna let that bake there for a second while we work on the lips. Now, I was really torn between what lip color I wanted to do, but I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my KKW lip liner in the shade Nude 2, and I'm gonna line my lips with this. Then for my actual lip color, I'm going to use this Ofra liquid lipstick. This one is in the shade Nude Potion. So I zoomed out and this is look number 1. I know I said it was meant to be very wearable, natural, and not dramatic. I got a little out of control, but in my defense, my more dramatic look is going to be 10 times more dramatic than this. So let's actually zoom in and let's get into look number 2. So let's jump into the more dramatic look. I've already primed my eyelids. I'm now going to start off with a shade called Trip within the first row, and I'm going to use that as my transitional shade. I'm just going to go back and forth and really rock this into my crease. This is going to be a very, very soft transitional color. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the shade called Quarry Days, and I'm going to start tapping it right here in the very outer V area just to give it a little bit more dimension. Now, mind you, I do have my foundation on, but I don't have any concealer or powder. So if I get a little bit of fallout in this process, it's okay because I haven't done those steps yet. So if I'm a little messy, that's why, because I know I can go in and clean things up. But if I already had concealer and powder on, best believe I would be going like tap, 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 and like trying to be as careful as possible. But since I know I have a little bit of leeway and a little bit of forgiveness, I'm not as careful. So So let's go in with the Drama, which is the shade called Fickle Fate. And I'm going to take that on a smaller brush and really start to go to town and tap this in the outer V. This is such a beautiful espresso brown. I'm obsessed with this undertone. It's not warm at all. Clearly this is an all cool tone eyeshadow palette, but that's what I love most about it. Now I'm going to go a little bit deeper than my last look. So I'm really going to take my time and really just pack on this shadow. Now I'm going to go in and I'm really going to deepen up like this very inner part. So I'm going to take the shade called Corey Days and I'm going to just rock it back and forth and really just deepen up this inner socket, because this look is meant to be a lot more dramatic than the first one. So we really want to go the extra mile and just amp it up. I'm going to pick up the shade called Truffles. This is such a beautiful sequin shade and I'm going to take it right in the center of the lid. As you can see, it definitely has some shimmer to it, which I really love. I think it's going to complement this look. It's kind of like little purple shimmer reflex, which is beautiful. Now, because I want this look to be a little bit more dramatic, I am going to go in with some concealer to actually cut my lid space. I'm going to use my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Medium 1 Custard, and I'm just going to start snapping out some of that lid space. So with a semi-clean brush, I'm just going to kind of tap alongside this concealer edge just to ensure it's not super thick. I want it to blend seamlessly in with the rest of the look. So I'm just going to go back and forth to just tap. I also like to tap this brush onto the rest of the eyelid, and because this is a goat-haired bristle, it's going to soak up a lot of the concealer, so that way I have a very nice, even and smooth layer of product before I go in with my next shadow. So let's definitely move on to the shimmers, which is the part I'm most excited for. I'm going to take the shade called Caving In, and I'm going to start by placing it closest to my outer V area because it blends in with my outer V so perfectly. This is such a gorgeous shimmer. Again, I'm using the shade called Caving In. Beautiful, stunning, glossy, like everything and more. I'm gonna get a brush to be a little bit more precise and get it right here in my crease. Now I do want you guys to know that I'm applying the shadow completely dry and it's going on so glossy, so wet, so dewy, just like, whew, this is performing just as good if not better than a high-end single shadow like Marc Jacobs Hourglass Who. The next shade I'm going to take is called Sediment to Be, and I am going to take this all over my eyelid, which is more of a shimmer formula. I feel like the shade I put here is more like a shimmer glitter formula, so it kind of has me feeling like I should have put that one first, but it's okay. We'll make it work. We always do. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of Magnetic Moon, which is that silver, and I'm really just going to focus it right here in the center. Oh, bitch. That's exactly what I was going for. I definitely feel like this look calls for a black, kind of smoked out in the outer part of my eye. So I'm going to go in with that smaller brush here, pick up some of the shade called Rock Bottom, and I'm just going to start here and start tapping it because I really want this to be a smoked out look. Then with a blending brush, I'm just going to buff and blend it out. Now because this look is already so dramatic all on its own, I'm not really going to mess around with liquid eyeliner or anything like that, but I am going to go in with the Aqua Resist Color Pencil by Makeup Forever. This one is in the shade Graphite. I picked this up during the Sephora sale, and I'm going to use this to tightline. This is just going to give me the illusion of thicker, fuller lashes. Ooh, and this is very creamy. Now for the sake of timing, I am going to pop on these lashes right here off camera. These are the Lash Couture Triple Push-Up Collection lashes in the style Teddy. These were actually highly recommended by one of you guys in the comments. So I'm going to pop these on, do the rest of my face off camera, and then we'll come back and finish off the look. So I'm back. Let's go ahead and finish off this lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit of Cult Classic on a flat definer brush, and I'm just going to stick it closest to the lash line and really just smudge and smoke it out. I also want to go in with that same black crayon eyeliner and put it in my waterline before I do anything else because I really want this to be very, very dark and smoky. Then with a little bit of Quarry Days, I'm gonna really just smudge and smoke this lower lash line out. And I'm taking a soft brown to do this because I don't want it to be too crazy with black. Then with a little bit of the shade called Dig It, I'm gonna put it right here in my inner corner. Gonna go in with a little bit of the So Fierce mascara by Revlon and coat my lower lashes. So for the most part, eyes are done. I now want to go in with blush, and I'm going to keep it pretty straightforward. I'm going to use that same pink blush from this new ColourPop collection, and this one here is in the shade Vogue. I'm going to pop this on the apples of my cheeks just because, I don't know, I really love the way it looked with the last look we just did. Of course, I have to pop on some of my favorite blush from Milani. Again, use this in the last look. I'll have it listed down below. Now for this look, I definitely want to keep the lips glossy, so I'm going to go in with this lip liner by LA Girl. This is the Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the shade Bare. Then I'm going to add in a little bit of the Morphe Madison Beer lip gloss in the shade Mars. This is a little bit more of a warm tone nude, but it's actually too warm for this look. I'm going to go in with this lifter gloss right here by Maybelline in the shade Topaz instead. And that's pretty much it. I went ahead and zoomed out so that way you can see what look number 2 looks like. I know there's not many differences to the looks because they're both definitely cool tone looks, but I definitely want to incorporate more black into this look. And honestly, I really like it. It's a classic black and silver smoky eye, so let me know your thoughts down below. Now, if I had to rate this on a scale from 1 to 10, I would probably rate it about a 7 just because I'm not the biggest fan of cool tones, but I don't hate them. I just don't feel like I'd get a lot of use out of this palette. Now, if you've been wanting to experiment more with cool tone eyeshadows, I definitely feel like this is an awesome palette to do it with because you have such a good variety of different shadows and formulas. You have your matte, satin, sequins, shimmers, and also glitter formulas. So definitely give it a try. I'll have it listed down below. And with that, I don't think I have much else to say except thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It is completely free, and if it's free, it's for me. So if it's free, I know it's for you too. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. And until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.